Firstly, this is an apology to Callaway. I am sorry. These are the brand new irons for 2025, and they've added a heck of a lot of tech.
That didn't go anywhere near as high as I thought. Ooh.
But do they actually work for the golfer they're designed to work for?
It just literally looks like any other iron, and that felt them off the tee like any other iron.
Now in this video, I'm going to demand a lot from these irons.
That's why this channel is about actually giving you some honest reviews.
To
Look
actually
at that.
find out if the technology
Did you just see that launch?
that they say they have added to these irons works.
Now I've got these in my hand, I'm thinking, how bad were last year's irons from Callaway? The AI Smoke look plasticky, they look cheap. Look what an upgrade these are. The 2025 irons from Callaway. And they are pure. That shelf appeal is like 1,000,000 times better. And they're packed full of tech, which we are gonna put to the test today. Let's get some numbers. Let's see how they perform from the rough. Let's see how they perform off the tee and from the fairway. These are the brand new irons from Callaway 2025. Here we go. Wrappers off. Oh, you know what? I'm pleased. It's another good thing. Brushed finish. When I see chrome on the back, I just think that is gonna get scratched. Let's take the 7 iron off now. Woo-hoo! See what I mean? Last year's looked cheap. This year, not saying they heard my review, but it definitely looks much better. Now, there is a piece of tech, and it's all to do with this sole, and they call it a pre-worn sole, which they're saying really improves turf interaction. And in a sense, what does that mean to you? Better strike, better feeling through the turf, and I guess more confidence actually in the ability to take a divot. Right, let's have a look at these down behind the ball. That's the shelf appeal. Similar thicknesses between the 7 and the 9. Similar sole thicknesses between the 7 and the 9. What do they look like down at the ball? Right, okay. Top line looks aggressive and relatively thick, I would say, which I think for these irons is good. But again, you're getting that premium feel, I feel. Right here, I feel. You're definitely getting a premium look with the sort of brushed inner to shiny outer. I am seeing, from memory from last year's, a little more offset in these irons. So if you're a golfer that misses it off to the right now I'm looking at this thinking, okay, these could really, really help you straighten that out a little bit. We need to hit some shots to find out, but there's definitely more offset in this year's model. And that's that bit there, by the way. This bit just in here, that's the offset. Definitely more aggressive offset in this year's model. I would also say the blade length looks a little longer from toe to heel. Maybe that's the chrome. Right, you know what? Let's hit a 7 iron away. Now, okay, I've chosen this hole specifically. It is measuring today about 160-ish, playing more like 180. Don't want to go long because there's paddle courts over the back, but equally I'm interested in the fact that can this 7 iron actually get there? Now there is an X model that has slight differences, a little more offset, slightly bigger blade, but I'm thinking that looks quite big, you know? I'm thinking that looks quite big. Now I have no idea if this will be able to get there or not. I think this is going to draw a little bit, so I'm going to aim a little right. I'm going to use a bit of what I feel is quite a bit of offset, even on this model. That was smoked, you know. That didn't go anywhere near as high as I thought. Get a piece to the right. Okay, front right, we got that. Come and look at these numbers though. First shot of the day with these irons. Now, noise was quiet. I remember last year's model, I criticised them to hell because they sounded clunky, they sounded hollow, they sounded plasticky. Okay, total 172. Right, let's go and look at what ball speed is. Now, I want around a 125 ball speed. Ooh, a little lower. Granted, this is a little lower than normal. That should be over 90. Let's see what happens when we get a little more warmed up and carry 150. That is front right. So we said it needs to be over the 160 mark. There's a lot to find there. That was the first shot with them though. So let's go ball number 2. Now, my opinion of how this looks down at address is the top line will give you some confidence. But the one thing I think for a player that misses it left, you'll feel there's a little too much offset. That being said, if you're a golfer who misses it off to the right, you'll look at that and go, hello, that's gonna help me out right there, because it's just a little bit more confidence inspiring with that. Essentially, If you're new to golf, offset gives you a better chance of, or less chance of missing it off to the right. Now in this review, we're not only going to hit from the tee, we're also going to see what they perform like out the rough and out the fairway. But here's my second shot from the tee. Let's see if we've got any better in there. That was a much better hit. That's more like the height I was expecting. That was better. Oh, it was a long way that today. Okay, it's freezing. That felt really good. That's the height I'd expect from a 7-iron. A 156 carry, so a little more. 128 ball speed, this is what we're thinking. That's good. Anything over 125, I'm happy with a 7-iron. And then, what's our total? A 179 total. Now, this is not taking into account all the conditions. So it's good to sort of see how far this is going. And then let's just double check we've had that set on normalized for the irons. Normalize my data, yes. Okay, here we go. This is our carry now normalized. 156 carry, so a little further. Right, I'm impressed with them. Let's go through a little more of this tech though. So we just dive into this before we hit some of the 9-iron. Essentially, the whole of these irons are engineered and designed for faster ball speed. So essentially, longer hits. Everything into this tech. The shape, the design, the face, everything is being built to hit this ball longer. Now after hitting those two shots there, turf interaction of what is a little bit of tech in, you can see it. They call it the cutting edge sole design. Now this is with an enhanced pre-worn leading edge which ensures acceleration through the turf and even more speed and forgiveness. I'll be honest with you, maybe that's something I'm going to find out when I hit it off the deck, so out the fairway and out the rough, but I can't see anything there that looks pre-worn. Like for me, I would be thinking it would go rusty or there was something to it. Like it just looks like any other iron. It just literally looks like any other iron. And that felt them off the tee like any other iron. And now I know that sounds really critical, but if you're buying a set of irons, you want to know what you're buying. Is it worth going and getting your hand in your pocket? And is the tech any good? Now, I've been very, very complimentary of this so far in the sense of the looks. The feel was great, but pre-worn sole. I'm struggling to get on board with that right now. Okay, let's hit a couple with the 9-iron off the tee. Numbers wise, well, it's cold today, so I'm going to say anything around the 140 carry. That's what I expect. So let's see what we get. Definitely not going to reach there today. Definitely not going to reach. Now, look at this here. I just saw this before it gets dirty. Have a look at this. Now, the step is slightly different, and what I mean by this is it's a little more aggressive in height up here. The 7-iron felt a little more elongated in this direction. This feels like it goes a little more aggressive up. Does anybody else sort of agree with me? I'll hit this one away and then I'll show you them both next to each other. That felt really good. This has gone a long way, I feel. I feel like this has gone this has gone really good, numbers wise. 155. Either I didn't get the 7-iron right. There you go. Look at these. 155 carry. That's outrageous. Now, like I say, I have normalised these. So these are normalised. A 109 ball speed. So is the club head speed there, by the way? And then total. Outrageous. Outrageous. Okay, just for the sake of doing it the same as this, let's hit another one away. And I want to just repeat that 7-iron. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with those first few hits. Here we go. Second 9-iron. Look at that fly. Quite a flat flight for a 9-iron those last two, but distance is going to be impressive. 147, 140, 147. Now I'm just going to hit a couple more with a 7-iron, just because anybody else feel it didn't go as far as it should. So just before we hit some more 7-irons on the tee to get some more accurate data, can you see the differences? That's the 7-iron, sort of looks wider, whereas a 9-iron here looks higher. And I quite like how they've got a slightly different change in the style of the look of the blade. It's not a blade, but the blade is in this bit here as you're going through the set. Interesting. I'm still not feeling any difference with that sole. I would say that. Now I've hit 4 shots, 2 with each. Here we go. Here's 2 more 7-irons just to qualify this data a little more. Now that's how I expect to hit a 7-iron. That's got to be so much further. That's how I expect to hit it. Right. Now this is going to be impressive. Maybe I was just warming up. This is why I wanted to do this. A 190 total. Look at these. These are crazy. Ball speeds 125, 91. This is what I expect. And then carry. Aren't we glad we hit some more? That's why this channel is about actually giving me some honest reviews. I felt like I didn't hit them right. I felt like I didn't hit them good enough. And I thought there was a bit of an outlier there. So let's just hit another one to see if we can get there. Oh, that was the best of the bunch. This is all over the flag, guys. Oh! Definitely got it wrong before. Have a look at these. Now this is starting to get really impressive. A 177 carry, and that felt like a really well made iron shot. Maybe a little bit towards the bottom. 122 ball speed, very consistent club head speed, and 179 total. Now there's a little more tech that we'll just go through now before we go and hit some from the fairway, and we've got a really good hole that I've got trees on, I've got to get it over it. Just this one over here, because at the end of the day, that's where we want to see what these irons do. That's where they've got to perform. Now I mentioned there is two models, an X model and these ones I have right here. Now there is some differences you need to realize. So on the screen right here, you can see the differences in lofts, and this is a really key point, I think we really need to pick up on this, the amount of offset. So let's just use the 4-iron, right? The 4-iron in the normal set is 19 degrees with 4.2 degrees of offset, whereas you have an 18 degrees, so a degree stronger in the X, and quite a bit more offset. So I mentioned this before, the more offset, the less likely you are to hit it to the right. And if you're looking for something to give you more distance, I say this carefully, the lower the loft, you should potentially get a little bit more. But I'll be honest with you, I would look at these, and for most people, and in my eye, there is quite a lot of offset. I personally feel like I'm fighting the ball going a little bit off to the left. I'm having to do a little bit in the swing. So technology here, right? We've already mentioned this sole and yet to see if there's anything there. But they have improved, and again, I think this is a key point, because if you're thinking, okay, should I upgrade? They've improved the face. And what Callaway have said they have done is they have the new AI 10X face. Now they say it has 10 times more control points than the AI Smart Face of last year. With more precise AI, the face produces exceptionally faster ball speeds, tighter dispersion, and optimized for launch and distance across the entire face. Now, how much better? 10 times better? How would you make an AI face 10 times better? I don't know. I'd love to know more on that. And these are the questions I want to be asking the brands, and I want you to be asking when you're thinking of getting a new set of irons. So overall performance up to now. Good distance, good ball speed, and to be fair, the dispersion has been good. One of the key pieces though, I'm still not sure about this leading edge. I'm not sure what it actually is. So let's go and hit some from the fairway, some from the rough, and let's see if I feel like it glides through the turf. Because I'm imagining, right, if there's a lot of sole technology that helps this, it should feel like it goes like hot knife through butter. So I've chosen this shot right here into wind. Let's see if we can control this ball flight. It's going to be about a 165, 170 shot off the deck. Now, the whole idea was that that's the sole. So let's see what numbers we get off this deck. I'm going to play this differently. We're going to put it towards the back of my stance. Let's see if we can actually control this ball flight with these irons. Look at that. Did you just see that launch? Whew. That was ripped into that wind. 163 carry. Look at these details here. These are sick. 163 carry and a 120.6 ball speed. But the distance is not the impressive thing there. I actually managed to play that one low. So let's now jump over to, I was thinking that side, but that might, yeah, let's go this side. Out the rough. Let's see if we can get it up there and control the ball there. Now, it did feel like it cut through the turf nicely. Did I feel like it was any different to any other irons I've ever hit? No, I really didn't. And for what price point you're gonna get for that, is that worth it? Now, I do think this is a very good iron. With that being said, okay, out the rough there, let's just play a normal shot out of this one. Let's see how this goes. Whew. That was a stonking hit. The noise on that, by the way. That had some serious distance. Now, that's where it did feel like it cut through that turf, but I just don't see how it did that. Is it making me feel like it is? Is it actually there? That did actually feel, as I hit that, the turf just moved out the way. And that flight, even into the wind, I reckon we just snuck front edge there on a high shot. So overall, big pieces of tech, the whole story is about longer distance and this one leading edge to give better feedback through the turf. Okay, let's set a couple 9-irons now. Yeah, what are you thinking of these, by the way? And do you like the Callaway name? I don't know how to pronounce it. I said this when we were trying out the driver, I really don't know how to pronounce it. I actually reckon these could be a bit of competition for the Apex. I actually do. Which is a mad thing to say, isn't it? Which is a really mad thing to say. Just because the look is quite close to an Apex, which is a really good thing. A really good thing. Really, really good thing. Now remember, if you want the bigger version, they do have that in the X model. Here we go. Let's see what numbers we get off the deck with 9-iron. 120 ball speed on that last one. I'm trying to hit a little low punch. I'm going to try and play a low one here with the 9. It's not going to reach there, but let's have a watch of the ball flight. Look at that. You can actually play a controlled, sawn off 9-iron. 110 ball speed. Now I wonder what carry we got there. Let's have a little ganders at this. 159 total. And 156 carry on the sawn off one. You know what? I think I'm going to eat my own words here. It does feel, when I'm hitting these now off the deck, that this leading edge is playing a bit of a role. It is cutting through. Am I thinking about that because I'm looking for it because I know it's that tech? Would that make me buy? I don't think it would for 99.999% of golfers. I think it's something that we potentially would overlook. Okay, one more shot for a full-blooded one. Look at that baby go. Woo! That's good height. That's going to be plugged down there. That was a really impressive display from here. So here's my final thoughts on Callaway's, it's very muddy, brand new irons. Overall, these irons definitely will give you a little more confidence just because they look a little more premium. They look, like I just said, quite close to an Apex, which I think is a very, very good move from Callaway this year. So improved performance, I would say yes, but the biggest improvements that you're going to get right here is the aesthetics and the shelf appeal and the overall look down behind the golf ball. The only thing to take into account is that I would say as the stock model, these ones right here, not the X, they do have a little bit more offset. So with that being said, be wary of that if you're someone who misses the ball way off to the left. Thanks so much for watching.